Hello, 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 everybody. You already know what time it is. It's time for the Purpose Conversation. I am Juva Alexander, the host of this oh so amazing podcast. And I want to say happy Monday, marvelous Mondays. You know, this is the month of March, and keeping up with the spirit of excellence, women in excellence, women empowerment, women doing the darn thing, women making her story. Tonight is no exception. This is week 3. And so I really appreciate y'all coming in and just kind of checking out everything that we've had going on. For the past few weeks, it has been just absolutely phenomenal. And it has been all things girl. And those that know me, y'all know that if you know, you know. And so tonight is no exception. And tonight is actually extra, extra special because I'm having the opportunity to talk purpose with not only just a remarkable, phenomenal woman that's all about purpose, but she just so happens to be one of my younger cousins, one of my baby cousins that's all grown up. And I know y'all are probably like, Juva, girl, you seem to have cousins and nieces and everybody that's doing all things. Well, y'all know maybe about 2, maybe 3 years ago during Black History Month, I showcased every entrepreneur, maybe not every entrepreneur, but lots of entrepreneurs that are in my family because we're just doing some dope, amazing things. Well, this particular guest was showcased during that time. And since that showcase, she has just kicked it up a whole bunch of different notches. So although you're going to see my cousin tonight, I can guarantee you're going to probably see another one somewhere down the line this year on the Purpose Conversation. But tonight's guest, like I said, is absolutely brilliant. And I cannot wait to bring her on so we can talk some purpose and basically show you, and you, what purpose looks like. So if you would, let's do what we do. Go ahead and invite some people in. Go ahead and come on in, come on in, come on into the room. And those on Facebook, what's up? Those, my purpose friends, they're on YouTube. Hello. And for brand new purpose friends, welcome. I'm so glad that you have chimed in, that you've joined in, and you can interact with my guest and I tonight. And if you have questions, we'll take a couple of purpose breaks and we'll, go ahead and address any questions or anything that you may have. But I am super, super, super excited to share with you my dope amazing cousin. Now y'all know I got to put on my specs because I can't really see, so I'm gonna do the right thing and kind of read her bio, although yeah, so that y'all will know. So first of all, my absolutely amazing, dope, beautiful cousin, Carisma Jolliff. She is a 32-year-old entrepreneur. She is originally from Memphis, Tennessee. For those of us from Memphis, that's right, that's home. But Carisma, she actually made a significant mark in Dallas, Texas, after she relocated like 12 years ago. So some of my family, they're there in Texas, and then of course a whole bunch of them from my mother and my father's side there in Memphis. But anyway, Carisma, she actually founded two impactful, and I mean impactful ventures. She has a home health agency. It's called Carisma's Care Home Health. It is a thriving home health care agency. And girl, pray. And I know y'all are probably like, oh, yeah, girl, pray, honey. It is a vibrant community empowering women along their spiritual journeys. And so for all of my girl pray family, y'all out there, hey girl, pray. Now, Carisma, she draws inspiration from her rich Memphis background. And like I said, if you know, you know, Memphis, yes. So she draws her inspiration from her Memphis background and culture, guiding her passions for both business and community building endeavors in Dallas. I'll make sure to share all of her social media handles with you because she is one that you most certainly want to connect with and you want to know. And I am so excited. And y'all know how we do. I want you to give a clap, please, an applause. Shh. I need to really get some applause buttons and a drum roll, please. Y'all hear that? That's like totally my drum roll. As we welcome and bring to the stage Carisma, and I'm trying to play her theme music, y'all. Do I have the right one? In five, four, three, two, one. Hey,
Hi.
hey there, Carisma.
Hi, Juba.
You look beautiful. Welcome to the Purpose Conversation,
Thank
cousin.
you. So do you, cousin. Hello. Thank you for having me.
You are very welcome. Say hey, girl, hey to all of my
Hey,
Purpose
girl.
fans.
Hey.
Oh my gosh, it is such an honor, really and truly, to have you here tonight just to sit back and to talk purpose. Now, I read your bio, I read the bio to all of the people. For those that do not know, in your own words, Charisma, tell us who is Charisma?
Okay. I am Carisma Jolliff. I go by Carisma or Carisma Sanyel. I'm a 32-year-old entrepreneur. I'm originally from Memphis, Tennessee. I relocated to Dallas about 12 and a half years ago. I relocated here for college. I did attend college. Everything was good with that. And then I got more into entrepreneurship. I think more so of from our family background. It was already driven in me to be an entrepreneur. So that's a little bit about me. I did become a mom, a very young mom. I became a mom at 19, 19 years old. So I've overcame a lot of obstacles that no one would probably imagine I would have came over or overcame. So I'm
Yep.
happy to be here.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Now, you said a mouthful, and that's just a little bit about you, Charisma. Because this is the purpose conversation, we're going to dive right into purpose. If you would, and this is a question, a standard question that I always ask, what does purpose look like to you? What does purpose mean to you?
Purpose to me means defining what God called me here to do and what He's directing me to do within my purpose. Um, it took me a while to figure out my purpose. To be honest, I think I figured out my purpose maybe 2 years ago.
Mm,
Um, I felt like God was like nugging me, like you need to do this, you need to do that, and being very afraid
mhm,
to dive into my purpose. I feel like it held me back in a lot of ways because I was afraid to dive into my purpose. I think my purpose is creating my own lane and walking in faith the way I walk it. And I'll
mm.
go more into that later. But I feel like my purpose is my purpose. Um, I feel like it was directed by God, and I'm going to strive to be, I guess I could say just strive to be great within my purpose, not for anyone else, but for me.
That's right. That's right. And I told girl, I so get that. I so get that. Um, and it's not. it's not strange that you kind of figured out part of what it is that you're supposed to be doing, and what it
Right.
is, that God has instructed you to do during this particular season, and that you
Yeah.
just that you found this out 2 years ago. First of all, kudos to you, because honey, there are many of us that's 50 plus that's still out here stuck
Right.
and trying to
Mhm.
figure it out. And no shade to anybody, because honey, life be life,
It does.
and yeah, and we and
It does.
we find ourselves just kind of stuck in the rut
Yes.
of just the regular raising the kids, and trying to finish
Make it
school, and
comfortable.
just
Yeah.
life be life. And a lot of
It
times
does.
when it's life and like that, it causes us to not focus in on it. But when you reach a point to be intentional, that's why I always say, we are to seek, we are to
Mhm.
discover, and we are
Mhm.
to pursue our
Correct.
purpose. Because to
Right.
me, when you are doing that thing, or you are going through a particular storm,
Mhm.
or whatever encounter God allows to cross our path, when
Right.
we are doing that divine thing that He's instructed us to in that particular season, then to me that's when we are fulfilled.
Right.
And sometimes it don't the process don't always feel good and glorious.
It's
You know
not.
what I mean?
It's not.
Yeah.
It's
Let me
it's
ask you something as it
mhm.
relates to purpose. Can you tell me, can you see where it has possibly kind of changed over time, even over the last 2 years, even when you discovering, hey, this is my lane, this is what I'm supposed to do?
Right.
um, have you seen where it probably changes over time, or with it, or have you experienced a couple different seasons of purpose? Let's talk about that a little bit.
Yes. The different seasons of purpose. I feel like life challenges have different purposes and different outcomes. Um, I've like 2022 was a very, very hard year for me. It was so hard.
Mm,
But the key thing, Juva, I never lost faith.
yeah.
I never lost faith and I knew my purpose.
Right.
So when you know your purpose, when you know it within yourself, you can maneuver on faith
Mm-hmm.
because you
Mm-hmm.
already know if when you know your purpose or when you're figuring it out. Because I remember times I was figuring out, like, God, what am I supposed to do? What did you create me for? What am I
Right.
here to do? What am I here to do? And like I said at the beginning, he kept nugging, and it took me a while. I think defining my purpose through the struggles and the challenges, I didn't know when God was speaking to me.
Okay. Okay.
I didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know how to reciprocate and I didn't know how to receive. So I didn't know. Um I just didn't know. And some people say, "Well, how do I know when he's speaking to me?" You're going to totally know. You're going to totally know. There's no explaining, but I knew that I would go to God and say, I think this is my purpose. I think this is what you have me here for, but I need you to speak to me. But I was asking him to speak to me and guide my purpose, but I didn't even know how to receive it.
Okay.
I
Okay.
was lost. I didn't know. I didn't know when he would speak to me or when things would happen. I still didn't know that he was trying to tell me and trying to show me, okay, Charisma, this is your purpose. So I would say life challenges for me, it made me recognize my purpose. It made me
Okay.
dive deeper within my purpose. So the obstacles and things that I went through within life showed me my purpose.
And you know what? I think too, I probably didn't know it at the moment, at the time that it was happening.
Mhm.
But I always say that, some of us have to reach that rock bottom. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Just, I
absolutely.
mean, back up against the wall, hanging on by a thread.
Absolutely.
You
Yes,
know, but I always say God is right there at that rock bottom,
he's there. He's there.
and He makes things just kind of happen, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Now,
Yes.
2022, it was a hard year. We had a lot kind of going on. We had some things that happened within the family, and that kind of catapulted some things to
Yes.
to action
Yes.
to me. Um, one of the things was, of course, the matriarch
Mhm.
of our
Right.
family, right? Which is your
Yes.
grandmother and my auntie
Yes. Yes.
with her fabulous
Yes.
self. Oh my gosh,
Yes.
fabulous, talented, brilliant. No wonder we're all doing the daggone
That's
thing.
right. That's right.
um, but she transitioned and she went to heaven. How old was she when she left us?
85.
85. And just as beautiful and vibrant and talented. And I tell people anytime, I tell them all the time, I said, honey, my auntie, she would forget going out to shop for some stuff because everybody's all about fashion. But honey, she could make it in a drop of a dime. Look at you, tell
Yes.
what size,
Yes.
what needed to be done, and she did
Yes.
it.
Yes.
Yeah. And I
Yes.
know that you two were very close.
Yes.
What were some purpose lessons that you think you got from her, especially during that year? Because I know I got some nuggets. And one of the things for me was family. I
Yeah.
remember when we were all together in a Zoom, and how she loved that. She loved
Yes.
that we were coming together.
Yes. 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 I remember that.
Yeah,
Yes. She Juva, it's a lot of nuggets.
I know, honey.
It's a lot. She like you said, family, really big. She was really big on all of us being together. But one of the biggest things that my grandmother told me, I want to say maybe a couple months before her transition, um, I was struggling with something. I can speak about it. I was struggling with all my life I was like, I was never like an oversized woman or overweight. And then when I got in my mid-20s, I picked up a lot of weight.
Hmm.
So I was talking to my grandmother, and my grandmother and my mother were the only two that would say, "Okay, Charisma, you not yourself. What's going on?" But life was good. Nothing was wrong. I was just
Right.
eating. So she pulled me to the side one day. Well, I pulled her to the side and I said, "Grandmother," I said, "I'm considering having weight loss surgery."
Hmm.
And Juva, I knew that my mom didn't want me to do that because my
Okay.
mom had already seen me going to the gym and get it off before. So she's like, "Oh,
Right.
you can do it that way." But me, I'm like, "No, I'm older. I just feel like I need a extra push." So I went to my grandmother and she said, "Listen, you have to do what makes you happy."
Yes.
She said, "You have to do what's good for you." And from that moment, if it's good for me, I'm gonna do it. If it's
That's
not
right.
good for me, I'm not gonna do it. And that conversation, when she said you have to live for you, that
Hmm.
those words stuck with me. I still replay them monthly in my head. You have to live for you. You cannot live for other people. You
Right.
have to make sure that you're happy and you have to live your life.
That's
And she
right.
told me you get one life, so you have
Hmm.
to live it. You have to live it. So that really stuck with me. And from that moment, I did have the surgery, lost 100 pounds. I
Yes,
changed
girl.
everything. Thank you, cousin. I changed everything. Walking in my purpose, healthier diet, working out. Like that's I feel like again, that was my purpose.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that's one of the things that stuck with me. And of course, the entrepreneurship. Of course, we
Yep.
both know that. She was real big on that and doing things for yourself. So yeah, those are the main two that they're really close to my heart. But the
I
one
love
that,
that.
yeah,
I love that.
yeah,
And kudos to you, really and truly, because I know that stepping outside of societal's norms, you know
yeah,
what I mean, or things that we
yes,
don't normally just kind of put out
yes,
there. But there are so many people that, that are in the same boat.
hmm,
They've reached a certain age, girl, because metabolism just like it just slowed all the way down, and you're in a position where you're striving to be healthy.
yes,
You're eating right, you're going to the gym, you're doing all the
yes,
things, but sometimes some of us need that extra something. So I'm glad that my auntie, your grandmama, was able to give you that nugget to
Yes.
push you into that because I can tell you you've always been fabulous and look good anyway. But when you look good to yourself and you feel good, when you look good, you feel good.
Absolutely.
Period.
Absolutely.
Period.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And so I'm glad that you've learned early on because to me you're still a real young woman. You're a
Ah,
young woman. And, but I'm glad that you learned that early on and that was deposited into you
yes.
early on. And
Hmm.
there are so many other women that are in that same boat and
Yes.
they're on the fence and
Yes.
they're thinking about what everybody's going to think or what everybody's going to say and
Yes.
they're putting themselves through all kind of stress
That they
about it.
don't even have to.
Yeah.
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 It's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think too, another thing that one thing that you and I have in common is that and I told you that we were going to talk about this a little bit.
Yeah.
Um as it relates to purpose, you and I were had dads
Hmm.
that are now transitioned, right?
Hmm.
And but your dads played a significant role. Moms, of course, played a significant role. They play a significant role,
Right.
period. Period. But your dad played a significant role, but they're not here right now. They're not
Hmm.
here. They're no longer here.
Right.
I always say that one of the lessons or purpose things that my dad deposited into me was about leadership.
Hmm.
He was a Marine from the time I was born, basically until he retired and when he transitioned.
Hmm.
And so he always talked about leadership. Now, Brandy, my sister and I, she'd probably say that, it sounded more like lectures. And I'm sure she can agree that now just thinking about all of the
Hmm.
many things that he said, I remember having a moment at work
Hmm.
in the middle of the day, and I think I don't know, it was some work thing that came up,
Hmm.
and I was like, oh my gosh, immediately I wanted to pick up the phone and call my dad because
Yes.
I knew that he would have the answer to
Yes.
whatever it is, for this
Yes.
problem. And then it dawned on me, it hit me just that day, like, oh my gosh, he's not here. And
Yes.
I'm never going to be able to call him again. And then it just rose up into me what it is that he would have said, what it is that he
Yes.
would have suggested. So, and it was a leadership type of thing, a leadership type of moment. Do you get things like that as it relates? Because I know that you and your dad, that there's a special bond, daughter and dad. Do you
Yes.
get that too, even
Yes.
now?
All the time.
Yes.
All the time. I just had it. Where we at Monday? I think that was Thursday. I'm like, oh, like I I struggle with that. I feel like I still grieve, and I feel like I'm grieving more now.
Really?
Yes,
Wow.
this is my first time speaking about that. I feel like so I got engaged October
Yes, and
2023.
congratulations, girl.
Thank you. But I feel like the more I plan the wedding and we go over things, I feel that grief. I feel that cloud. I feel that thunderstorm of grief like weighing like on my shoulders. It's feel like it's sitting here. It feels like I'm going back to the initial day that I got the phone
Mhm.
call. It's like I feel like I'm reliving it all over again, but as a mature
Okay.
adult. Because I was
Right.
21 when my dad died. I was 21. It was 10 days after my birthday,
Mhm.
after my 21st birthday. So I feel like now I'm like reliving it. And I don't know if it's because this is such valuable moment to a young girl that's as a girl we always dreamed of getting married and being a princess and the fairy tale, and then now and it's like, oh, but your dad's not going to be there. He's not going to walk you down the aisle. He's not going to give you away. So I feel that I'm grieving a lot. I feel like I cope with grief pretty well. I think I carry this thing of, oh, let me be the strong one.
Okay. Yeah.
But now I feel like I'm the weak one. I feel like a little noodle some days, like, oh, what am I going to do? And like you said, it just comes out periodically, like at moments. I don't know. They just come. Um,
Right.
we can't determine the grief of when it's gonna stop, how it's gonna go, when you're gonna be sad, when you're gonna be happy. But I have learned to just maneuver and talk to God about it. And like you said, what would he say?
Yes.
Like I have to now answer, like, what would he say? I don't think he want me to be sad and moping. So that's what kind of gets me like peppy, but I do feel like the grief cloud is partially over me a little bit.
Okay. Now let me ask you, do you believe, well, I believe I already know the answer to this. Would dad be happy with the man, honey?
I think yes.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
I think yes. I would say yes because the day of the engagement, I never dream about my dad. I dreamed about him the night before, all
Wow.
night. I seen him all day in my head. I'm like,
Wow.
what is this? And then engagement, I sat in my little prayer area and I just began to cry. And I was like, that's what he was trying to tell me. Maybe he was trying to give me away. So I do. I think he'll be very pleased. I have a great fiance. Shout out to
Yes.
my fiance. I think him and Kyle watching.
There
Um,
we go.
I appreciate him. Very helpful, very hands-on with my daughter. Um, I'm very grateful. I'm very thankful.
I love that. I love that. And I'm glad, yeah, I'm pretty sure he would be happy. And I think too, this is just I think grief in its own, there's no time limit. And but what has helped me, that always helps me, is to know that, hey, when I take a moment and
Mhm,
allow myself to think back, what would he say to kind of like to
mhm.
to cope with it.
Yeah.
I think of my dad all the time, especially when, I know that my dad was really big about football and he even coached like those poor little boys. But I won't say those poor little boys, but he was out there Marine Corps drilling some little boys out
Yes.
there on the football field. And then I look at Ace and I look at how good he really is.
Right.
And I think about TJ.
It froze. Can you hear me?
I feel his presence.
Right.
I feel his presence. And I believe that when you were dreaming about dad, when
Mhm.
you were dreaming about him during that time, that was his presence. And honey, he is going to be right all up in there in all of the plans, all of the plans, and definitely the day of the
Yes.
wedding, sharing that dads, and just kind of going back there with me
Mhm,
on that. As we navigate through purpose, sometimes, like I said, how I said that sometimes people are in their 50s and shoot 60s,
mhm.
and they haven't figured it out yet. And um life be life, and it stops some people.
Yes.
What have you experienced that tried to stunt that for you, and what made you press in? I know that you said that we talked a little bit about your grandmother giving you some words of
Mhm.
encouragement, but what are some things that may have attempted to really slow you down, and how did you push over and overcome that?
2022, I almost lost everything. Everything.
Okay.
The house, the car. everything. Um, but I remember coming up, my mom and dad would say, all the faith you need is the size of a mustard seed.
Mm.
So even though the devil was nugging me and pulling me and taking me through there, and I was stressed and I was under pressure, I never lost faith. And out of nowhere, I went through that for about 60 days,
Okay.
60 to 90 days, maybe 2 to 3 months
Mm-hmm.
of everything was on the line. Everything. I had even moved in with my mom because I'm like, I'm gonna lose everything.
Right.
God says, stop. No, you're not.
Mm.
I had to move everything back in. I still got the same car. Everything was turned around. So that was a moment for me to always say, Charisma, know your purpose and know your faith.
Yes.
I've never spoken about that. Never,
Wow.
to today. Only
Wow.
maybe two people know that. Um, but I kept faith. So I'm here to tell I don't whoever is watching, no matter what you may go through, all you need is a little faith. Just a
That's
little
it.
bit. Just a
Mm.
little bit. Just a little bit. Like the size of a mustard seed is all that you need. And I kept replaying that because when me and my sister were growing up, every morning we had to bless ourselves. Our parents would bless us with bless oil. And at the bottom of the
Mm-hmm.
bless oil bottle is the mustard seed.
The mustard seed.
And I remember one day saying, what's that? And my dad said, that's the mustard seed. And that's all the faith that you will ever need. So whenever you feel like you're falling short, that's all the faith that you need. So I would drop down to those knees every night and I would thank God and I would still act like everything was okay.
Mm-hmm.
I was
Mm-hmm.
losing everything. I was losing everything. I stopped working to, focus on my business. So I was self-funding everything, but the savings were running out and nothing
Yeah.
was coming in. So I was starting to lose everything. But I was like, I gotta have faith. I gotta keep it. I gotta keep it. Um, and at that moment, I still played with my purpose. I'm gonna be honest. God was nugging on me then.
Uh-huh.
I kept doing it Charisma's way. I was like, okay, God, thank you
Girl.
for everything around. I'm gonna still thank you. I'm gonna still praise you. But he was nugging on me. And what he was nugging on me was about girl pray.
Mm.
But I didn't want to do that. I was like, wait a minute, God, I'm not all the way saved. And I was like, I still like to go with my friends. I still like to go to brunch sometimes.
Yes.
I was like, So I nugged it off. I had
Mm.
been getting this sense of his presence speaking to me. But remember, I told you I did not know
Mm-hmm.
he was really speaking to me. So I kept pushing off. I kept pushing off. I'm like, oh God, I don't know about that. But then I was like, okay, is he talking to me or am I talking to myself?
Uh-huh.
I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna brush it off. So I kept doing it. And then one day, 2023, last year, I was sitting at church. I
Mm-hmm.
I started my spiritual journey and I locked in real hard.
Oh,
Like I
yes.
locked in. I locked in with God real hard because he had brought me through so much. I was like, okay, let me lock in because something keep nugging me. So let me try. So I said, okay. I said, I'm gonna make a promise to myself. I didn't tell anybody. I said, I'm gonna go to church. I'm gonna try to go to church every Sunday this year. But then I said, okay, let's be logical. Things will happen. I'm gonna try to go at least every Sunday out of one Sunday out of each month for the year for
Mm-hmm.
2023. I did it. I
Okay.
did it multiple times, like January 3 times, February, like whatever.
Right.
Back through all my church notes, I said, oh my God, I did it.
Yes.
January to December. So I said, okay, I did that. And then in the midst, prior to me completing it, I was sitting at church and I got this voice and it was like, girl, pray. So I started praying.
Yes.
Started praying. I started praying in church. I was like, okay. And then it was like, no, pray, but start girl pray
Oh,
because it's other girls like you. That's all I got. So I said, okay, God, I'm gonna do it. I said, but I ain't no preacher. I ain't no pastor. I don't want to be there. I just want to be me. And something said, and it's other girls like you too. That's it. That's it. And
that's right.
I found a girl pray, and people always ask me, well, what is it? What is it? I'm just a normal girl, but I know how to pray.
That's right, honey.
And I feel like whenever you're going through something, girl, just pray.
That's
Just
right.
it might not happen when you want to, but it's gonna turn around. So I formed Girl Pray to let other, because I hear so many, and I'm a millennial, so I hear so many millennials say, oh, I stopped going to church because people be looking and they be looking at you crazy, they be looking funny at the young girls, and they like, I don't feel comfortable, and I still want to be myself, but I love God and I would love to go, I would love to learn. I said, you can still go to church and be
That's
yourself.
right.
You can still do that. Cause me, I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna be charisma.
Yes.
And I'm not worried about who looking at me or who judging me because they're not my God. Only my God can judge me.
Yes, honey.
So I said, okay, I'm gonna start girl pray. So I said, God, if I do this, I don't want people to be like, okay, she promoting girl pray and then she on a picture with all her homegirls. Yes.
Yes.
I still love my friends. We still love each other. We get together, we pray together, we cry together, we do it all together.
I was gonna say they girl praying too,
Hey,
honey.
girl, praying too. They support me like there's no other. They like, when's the next event? When's the next event? So I said, God, I will start it if you give me 100 girls on Facebook. Cause I
Mm-hmm.
gotta find the girls. Juva, I kid you not. I hope my friends are watching because they know.
Yes.
I asked for 100. The first day, he gave me 200.
Yes.
The third day, he gave me 300. The fourth day, he gave me 400. We now stand at 483 women
That's
in the
right.
group on Facebook that I had no idea what I was doing. I still don't know what I'm doing. I'm just walking my purpose.
That's right.
I'm, I'm,
That's
just,
right.
I'm just walking in my purpose. And I just want other young ladies to know that you can still be yourself and love God.
That's right. I love that.
You can still
You
be
can
you.
still be yourself
You can
and
still
love
be
God.
yourself. You can still be yourself. It's no
And
limit.
I think I expressed to you that girl pray. To me, it wasn't just I think first of all, you wrote a journal, you made a journal,
I did.
basically because uh, to me it's like a movement.
Hey,
That's
girl.
right. That's right. And your journal, I made sure that I said, I've got to order this like right now because I jot things down, I'm writing things down because it's a part of
Yes.
therapy and healing for me is to just to write.
Right.
And so your journal came right on time.
Okay.
It came during a time where, first of all, girl, I'm trying to process. Here it is. At the end of April, the beginning of May, it'll be a year that I was diagnosed with cancer.
Right.
And so when I got your journal, and I'm like, girl, pray. You have no idea how much I had been praying, but to sit there and to specifically just kind of jot different things down, just different things that I was asking of God or
Right.
inquiring of God or either thanking God for during
Yes.
this particular season. And so there were two people that they get. Well, actually, I had three different journals that I kind of went through during this
Okay.
particular time. One was sent by my sister.
Mm-hmm.
Then this one, the girl pray, and then I have another one that one of my girlfriends has. It's like full of scriptures, but I found it so therapeutic to just write. And I'm always telling people, I encourage people all of the time.
Yes.
And if you guys listened to the show last week, I had all authors on there, indie
Yes.
authors, and I
Mm-hmm.
encourage people to write because it was healing to me. And to
Mm-hmm.
just go back and just kind of read some of the things that I expressed to God, it is beautiful. And then, even some of the things that were hard, I'm like, oh
Mhm.
wow, I was having a really rough day this particular day. But just a reminder, just even right there on the front of it, girl, pray.
That's right.
Just girl, pray.
That's right.
Girl, pray. So to me, it's been like a movement. And I do enjoy the group, the Facebook group itself. And is it an open and public group,
It's
or is
not,
it a private group?
but I do want to make it public. I was actually trying to do that a couple of days ago to make, because at first people couldn't post in there, and I want them to be able to talk about what they're going through. So I have it now where they can, everybody in there can post, but I think it's still private. Maybe you can help me work on it.
Okay, well we can try to figure it out together. We can absolutely try to figure it out together. But I appreciate you being obedient, because honey, obedience is key. And as you can see, she has merch. This was the Girl Pray t-shirt. And tell us about your merch. What has all transitioned through Girl Pray?
My merch, we have tumblers. We're actually going to drop glass tumblers probably within the next week. So we have glass tumblers. We have the Girl Pride University. I actually have on one of the Girl Pride University crew necks,
Okay,
with the
cute.
Girl Pride on the back. So we had Girl Pride University. That was my first merchandise drop, to just say that we're going to Girl Pride school, because girl, we're going to
Okay.
pray. We gonna pray. So
Yes.
that's how I came up with the whole Girl Prayer University. We have the journals, we have the t-shirts, we have the hoodies, we have the jogger sets. So we're just trying to spread the word on Girl Pray and let all the girls know all they gotta do is pray. But pray without work is dead.
That's it.
So they gotta pray and put it in motion
Whew.
and just go. Like, you just gotta pray and go. Don't even think about what's behind you. Just pray and go. So Girl Pray has really helped me, even though I found it, I still was lost. I just
Mm-hmm.
was going off of what God told me to do in that moment. So with Girl Pray now, I tell myself all the time, girl, pray and keep going. Just keep praying, keep going.
Yes.
Because ain't no point of looking back. So let me just pray and keep going. So I actually implement that into my life, and I'm implementing it into my daughter's life as well.
Yes.
Preteen, and they go through different struggles these days.
Yes.
It's totally different from when I was coming up. Things
Yes.
that matter to them did not matter to us in school. We didn't care about that. But I can't be with her all the time. I can't be with her
Mm-hmm.
every day, all day. So I have to let her know, girl, you got to pray.
That's right.
You know, whenever you feel something's different or something uncomfortable, you got to pray. And if no one is there, he's always there. So I do implement girl pray into my daughter. Um, the Mummy and Me sets, I did a teaser and said I was going to drop them. I think I'm going to go ahead and drop the Mummy and Me, the jogger sets. I guess I could drop them now.
Yes.
But yeah, we got
Yes.
Mommy and Me merch too. So yeah, because we got to teach these babies how to pray too. Because when you learn how to pray at an early age, you'll be set.
Yes.
But
Yes.
I feel like that's on the moms to teach the babies how to pray at a young
Yes.
age and keep them active in church. Or if you don't do church, keep them active in the Word. My daughter reads her Bible app. I never told her to do that.
Wow.
Because I rooted girl pray in her. She like, okay, I read the Bible app.
That's
So yeah,
right.
it's important to teach the babies as well. We got little girl praise, we got teenage girl praise, and it's just a movement that I started. So ladies of all ages, shapes, and forms can know that you don't have to fit in with. You don't have to be churchy, or oh, they think, oh, I gotta dress like this. Most churches are come as you are.
Yeah.
You
Most
know,
of them are.
yeah,
Yeah.
most churches are coming to you. I don't know a church that tells you, oh, you can't wear this, you can't have your hair like this, you can't do that. I just think it's the society has built this image of the
Mm-hmm.
church that's causing a lot of millennials to push away. But me pushing to it was the best thing I could have ever done. Um,
I
ever
love
done, ever done. And yeah.
I love that. And it's so I agree. It's so important to teach our babies how to pray because that like, we can go to our parents and ask for help or whatever it is, but
Mhm.
to teach them to go to God,
Yes.
to teach them that at an early
Yes.
age, it is a beautiful thing. And to re-emphasize that, hey, all you got to do, even when you're praying, all you got to do is believe and just have a little bit of faith. You ain't got to have a whole lot of faith, just a
That's
little
it.
bit of faith. And
That's
so
it.
I really appreciate you pouring that into incorporating this into your life, because this is
Mhm.
part of your purpose. I'm so glad that God chose you for this particular assignment, and I'm so excited to see
Thank you.
it just kind of evolve and just kind of take off as it has already.
Thank you.
Now, I know that you are an entrepreneur. Tell us about why the Home Care Health Agency. How did that come about?
Okay. That came about through my mother,
Okay.
actually. Um, she's always wanted to have a home healthcare agency to provide excellent care to disabled people or people in need. They may not be disabled; they just may need home health care. So she ran it by me a couple years ago, and I said, "Oh, Mama, I don't know, I don't know." And she's like, "Okay, okay." So then, I thought about it during the pandemic. I said, everything is shut down, but healthcare is still moving.
Yes.
I said, there are still elderly people out there that need care.
That need quality care.
Yes.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
my mom was my grandmother's caregiver.
Mm-hmm.
I think for the past, was it 13, 14 years since she been here? So I said, one day I said in my grandma's recliner, I said, the care that my mom gives you, I want that care to other elderly people that are elderly like you.
Yes.
And I said, Mom, we're gonna start it.
Wow.
And she named it Carisma's Care. I'm like, after me, okay. She
I love
named it. So that's how we began to do the home health care. We wanted to provide a a charismatic experience to disabled people, because I think the light over them is so dim. Most
Yeah,
families are like, oh, they're old now, they'll be okay. No, no,
that's right.
no. That's totally not correct. Elderly people are so precious to our hearts, because without them, there's no us.
That's right. That's
So
right.
we just wanted to provide like top notch care to disabled and elderly people. So that's where the Charisma Care Home Healthcare came from. We're glad that we started it. We're still building the foundation for that because it's so wide and it's
Yeah.
so much to do. But we are very happy where God has brought us to with our home health care. We have a lot of things planned for 2024, for the home health care and for the community. Even though, we're not originally from the
Mm-hmm.
DFW area, but it has become our community within the last
Right.
decade. So it's very important for us to pour into the community. That has helped us oh so well. And we're actually wanting to transition and expand the business to Memphis as well. So that's been in the works a little bit. As far as opening an agency there and providing care there, I think they could really use it a lot.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah.
I think they could really use it. I think we have family members that could really use it there as well. So
Absolutely.
that's
Yes.
one of my goals for 2024 is to um, spread and become licensed in the state of Tennessee so we can help out the community that we were brought up in and where we're from
Mhm.
as well. So yeah.
I love that. I love that. I tell you, we're going to take a little purpose break and see
Okay.
if we can see some of the questions, or just to
Okay.
say hello to some of my purpose friends or our purpose friends now that have joined in.
I
I see
see.
Arthur Cleve Bush. He says hello, and hey there, Cleve. My mother, Annie Richardson, Mama, she's in the building.
Hey.
And Cleve has a comment here. He says, "Kudos to you, Charisma. People think there's age limitations on finding purpose." And Annie Miles, author Annie Miles, she was actually on the show last week. She says, "Keeping the faith and walking in your purpose will allow you to overcome many challenges. Women empowering women. Keep up the great works, ladies." Thank you so
Thank
much for that,
you.
Annie.
Thank
And
you.
she should talk. She is an absolutely amazing woman,
Thank you.
and I love that she actually pours purpose, by her books, for kids, for
Right.
children. I think age ranges 8 to 12, and so
Okay.
I really appreciate that about her. And I see Jafia, my one of my girlfriends. She's here. She's saying greetings to us, and just kind of checking in. Everybody's checking in, girl.
Hello.
So, and then I don't know what we said here, but my mama, she screamed, "Amen, amen." So, people are always impacted by purpose. And let me ask you, because we've talked about, how people face different challenges and things
Mhm,
like that. What would you say to a young woman, or any woman?
mhm,
Of course, we know we'll tell them, "Girl, pray," but one that seems to be kind of stuck in one of those life stages, but they
mhm.
know that there's something, you know, what do you, what do you, what advice do you give to them about seeking, to discovering, and to pursuing that purpose? What piece of advice do you have for them that's looking and wondering?
I would tell them, and I'm telling you, if you're watching, lock in within yourself. Shut everything out. Lock in within you. What I mean by that is no social media,
Mm-hmm.
no going out with friends. If you're dating, back up a little bit, and lock in with you and find your purpose. Um, Drop to your knees and ask God, what is my purpose? And when He speaks, be still.
Mm.
When He speaks, be still. I can say that because I wasn't still when He was speaking to me in the beginning. But
Oh,
when I
that's
locked in with them, when I locked in within myself, I became
mm-hmm.
really still. Um, I didn't unfriend anyone in my circle, but
Mm-hmm.
I explained to my friends I'm going through something and I'm gonna lock in with myself. So locking in with yourself will find your inner purpose. I can guarantee it will. Um, no struggle is too hard or too large. We all overcome something. We all go through things. Don't think that, oh, I'm just going through this because it's me. No, we've all been there. No matter if they tell you they haven't, they have. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Lock in with you. And the most powerful thing that I can say to a young lady is if you pray to God, be still when He speaks. Because if you're
Oh,
not
that's
still, you're gonna miss the moment.
mm.
You're gonna miss it. Because He's gonna let you know. I learned something. Whenever I asked Him for something, He did it.
Okay.
But when I asked Him for stuff and I didn't want to go the way that He showed me to go, I went my way.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta be still. You gotta be still and you gotta listen because He gonna speak. It may
Yeah, that's
be
that's truth, honey.
He's gonna speak, but you gotta be still and you have to, if no one is encouraging you, you have to encourage yourself.
Oh, that's good.
Encourage you.
That's
Be
good.
you. Show up for you. Show up for you. over and over and over. Show up for yourself, because the people that you may think that are going to show up and be there for you are going to be the ones that are never there for you. So as long as you're showing up for you,
Mm-hmm.
you're on your way to greatness, baby.
I
You just
love that.
gotta believe in you. Gotta stand.
Thank you for that, honey. I think those are nuggets for everybody, no matter the age, no matter the age, no matter the stage. That is so absolutely just beautiful and so true. I really appreciate that. Are there any shout outs? Because people are watching.
Yes. My biggest inspirations are my mother, Trina, my sister. My mother is one of my biggest influences in my life. Um, I seen her overcome every obstacle, like
Yeah,
everything. Like I seen my mama overcome everything. Um, she's so strong.
yeah.
My sister, um, we are very, very, very close. My sister is my number one motivator. When I don't want to do it, she gonna make sure I do it.
She's your pusher.
She my pusher. She my pusher. I know I get on her nerves a lot because I'm the big sister, but my sister, she's my pusher. She's gonna make sure I'm doing it right.
That's right.
Um, yeah, and
Yeah,
my fiance too. He's my pusher.
that's
Uh,
right.
that's my big supporter. That's my big supporter.
That's
Like
right.
he always tell me, he say, you always say, you're gonna do something. He saying you do it.
That's right.
He said, girl, you be saying you're gonna do something, and I look at you, you did it. I just believe that I have one life to live. So I heard my bishop say one day, throw it all at the gate.
Oh, I like that.
To throw it all at the gate. So when I come up with an idea on a business venture I want to do, I just throw it. It may fail. Okay. I'm gonna throw it anyway. Because you
I
just
love that.
God say this is the one. And I do believe he said that with girl pray. This is it.
That's
So
it.
yeah, my friends and family, my friends, I thank God for such a wonderful circle from Memphis to Dallas. I have the biggest support system ever. My
Yes.
friends ever. I hear so much about, oh, my friends don't show up, my friends don't support me. Oh God, I can't say the same. I can't. And it's not just for birthdays or no, they show up. They show up for
That's
me.
right.
Those girls ran and bought these books so fast. I
Yes,
was,
honey.
oh my God, like, oh my God. They were buying like cups. And I'm like, oh my God. And I just really appreciate them. I thank God for blessing me with a wonderful group of supporters that keep me grounded and keep me pushing. Cause I am what is it? A procrastinator. I
Okay.
with a lot, but I have like a couple friends. Like I have a friend Koya. She's gonna make sure, like, okay, what you doing, friend? You on it?
There you go.
Get
Keeping you accountable, honey.
get it? What you doing? So I appreciate that. I thank God for blessing me with such tight circle. From my grandmothers to everybody. I'm very grateful for the family that I came from, what I'm built from. Even you inspire me in so
Thank you.
many ways. You empower women, period.
Thank
um,
you.
from the books to the podcast. You keep women informed. You have a loud voice, and I'm not just saying like the voice, but what you do is very loud and it's very hearing and it's appreciative and it's reciprocated through Girl Pray and what I'm doing. And I'm very thankful. I'm thankful for you giving me your platform. First time on a podcast.
Thank
You
you.
brought me out of my shell. Um, so yeah, cousin, I look forward to what the future holds for us.
Me too. And I'm looking forward to what the future holds for us.
Yes.
And because I am just drawn to purpose, I am looking forward to all that God wants to do in, through, and for you, and your impact,
Thank
the impact that He needs to make here through Girl Pray. I
you.
believe that it's probably going to exceed your wildest dreams. And it's nothing that you could even have thought of all on your own. I believe that. I believe that with everything
I
that is in
receive
me.
that. I
But
receive that.
so let me, I'm gonna make sure that I put all of your social media
Okay.
handles in the show notes.
Okay.
But where can people find your merch? Where can people find Girl Pray?
Okay. So, Girl Pray is actually the journal's actually on Amazon. You can just type in Charisma Sanyel and it'll pull up the Girl Pray book. Um, and then all the other Girl Pray merch is located at thegirlpray.org. So the website is thegirlpray.org, and you will see all the merchandise. You'll see everything there. The journals are linked on Amazon, and they're linked on the website, but it'll redirect you to Amazon. But yes, that's where they are.
Awesome. Well, this has been absolutely beautiful time. I thank you for coming on and talking purpose with me, girl, and being a
Yes.
part of this women making her story and sharing her story. Thank you for your time. Thank you for just being you with your absolutely amazing
Thank
self.
you.
And for all of my purpose friends, I hope you guys have been enjoying the past 3 weeks. And like I said, you know, you're probably going to see another cousin at some point in time this year. As a matter of fact, I know you will. But anyway, I appreciate everybody. I appreciate you, Charisma. I
Thank you.
appreciate everybody, all of my purpose friends and new purpose friends. And I thank you. Thank you for tuning in and showing up, honey. And
Thank you.
yeah, I want to encourage you to tune in next week. It's going to be the last the last showcase of women, phenomenal women. I'm going to have a filmmaker on here next week. Those of you know, those that do not know, we're gonna have filmmaker Nas Panky. She's absolutely dope. You don't want to miss the show next week. And until next week, until we see each other again, I want to continue to encourage you to continue to seek, to discover, and to pursue your purpose on purpose and girl pray.
Yes, girl.
Yes.
Yes.
You've just watched and listened to the Purpose Conversation podcast. Thank you, Charisma. Thank you,
Thank
Purpose Friends.
you.
All right. Bye, y'all.
Bye.